The TodayFM Sunday Business Show with Dublin Airport. Short-term parking with no waiting and no fuss. Just your car right there. And for a whole lot less than you'd think.
Now, our theme this morning is simple ideas, and one of those ideas has created a business for my next guest, plumber turned entrepreneur Art McArdle of Heat Hero, based in County Monaghan. You're going to get the accent in a few seconds now. He has taken the humble back boiler, or the solid fuel stove really, and he has made it 48% more efficient by adding 2 manifolds, we'll get onto what they are in a second, to the heating system. Basically, no moving parts. That's a very important thing to realise about that. They're not expensive, so I can only assume that there's a queue out the door for your Heat Hero. Good morning, Art.
Good morning, Conal. Thanks for having me here on your show.
That's a lovely accent, straight out. You're from Patrick Kavanagh country, isn't it?
Enniskeen, yeah.
Enniskeen roadway on a summer's morning.
Born out that country, so we are.
Oh, yes. Now, you... maybe in layman's language, because I have looked at a video on your website. It looks so simple that I did ask you, why isn't the rest of the world doing this? Answer.
Well, basically, the rest of the world is used to doing it one particular way, and that, unfortunately, allows the stove not to perform as efficiently as it could do. So our very, very simple system, it makes the solid fuel stove more efficient. You'll burn less fuel with it, you'll get more heat to the radiators, more hot water, and you'll actually save money because you won't feel like you have to keep putting a hay fire on the stove.
How much do your manifolds cost?
They cost €280.
And there are 300,000, not that I knew this before doing this programme, there are 300,000 solid fuel stoves that could be using your system.
That's right, There's 300,000 in Ireland, and there's 4,000 roughly a year going in every year. So there's over 1 million of them in England, and this brand new product we only started marketing this last September. Already the stove companies are starting to get involved in it because they can see, and all the technical engineers who have looked at this system can see how simple it is, and it does away with the weakness of solid fuel heating system. So anybody out there with a solid fuel heating system that's not performing the way that it should do, this system fixes that.
And it really is almost like a magic wand, because again, I did look at your video. You just simply put your 2 manifolds onto the flow pipes, and that is it. Nothing to go wrong, I hope. Touch wood.
Yeah.
And you just divert the water in a different way, isn't it? That simple.
It is that simple. Water has to be told where to go. And unfortunately, on the systems out there today, it leaves a weakness in the system. Our system corrects that weakness. So we send the water where it has to go. That's from the hot stove to the radiators and the hot water. It's a very simple system, and Heat Hero, the website, heathero.ie, there's a lot more information on it. We have loads of testimonials there of people who have actually told us that we've changed their lives, because solid fuel is a big part of people's lives. And when you put in a stove, usually you want to try and replace your oil, but a lot of people out there are using oil to back up the stove. We fix that. When we go into our house and we fit Heat Hero changes that stove. So now stoves are more efficient.
How long does it take to fit?
You'd fit Heat Hero in half a day.
And you are a plumber by trade, so therefore you can tell me how much would a plumber... No, let me correct that. How much should a plumber charge you for that?
Well, plumbers are very good anyway, generally. But plumbers generally charge about €300 to install that
for
system.
the installation, so it's 300 plus 280.
Yeah, so you're seeing about €600. Now, this is a once-off installation. Once this installation goes into your house, you're finished. You cannot improve your stove. Basically, your stove now is doing what it should do. Also, it improves your oil. We've had lots of testimonials back saying how the oil improves, and basically the plumber could explain that to the person, how the 2 systems work better because of our system.
But I did discuss with you that I have a gas system and I'm no good to you, or you're no good to me.
Yeah, because a gas system doesn't need an open vent. Like, everybody that has a stove would have been told when they're installing it that they have to have an expansion, which is an open air vent that allows the stove breathe because you cannot control solid fuel.
And otherwise it could explode.
Otherwise it could explode, exactly. Yeah. Gas boilers are electrically controlled, and so are oil, so they do not need this expansion. So the reason why gas boilers and oil boilers are so efficient is because they haven't got it. We actually cure that problem with a stove, with our system.
Now, every clever idea has to have somebody originating it. How come Art McArdle of County Monaghan was the man who came up with this? I mean, it's so simple. It's just a diverting pipe.
Yeah, it's the well water. The well water in Enniskeane. No, it's... No, I'm a plumber that's 30 years, and basically in my own house I have a stove that's heating 22 radiators. The reason why I came up with it is because basically I've had lots of problems and phone calls of people asking me to fix their stoves. And as I went out, some jobs were so badly done that you couldn't fix them. So I actually went to the drawing board and started very simply following the heat, following the water, and I figured out the best way and most efficient way that has no problems, guarantees to work. And basically, I put it in my own house. I can't believe it. It's great. I love it. And everybody else, to be fair, loves it.
300,000 potential purchasers in Ireland. You said 1 million in the UK. Mm-hmm. And then you go to the Nordic countries where they are big on solid stoves as well.
Yes.
This could be massive.
Could be massive, yeah.
Oh, there's a nice smile on his face.
Yeah. It could be massive. Like, it's a brand new idea. It's a brand new way of doing things. Like, people, you know what I mean? When you change something, it takes some people a little longer to actually open their eyes to see it. But, like, the fact of the matter is, it does what it says on the tin. So, yeah, like, it's like, we only took it to market last September, and already, as I say, we're getting great interest in it. So, we're moving to England now this year. So, we are just putting a few things in line before we hit the English market with it. And... yeah, like, because it fixes a problem. There's a problem out there and it fixes it. So
53102 is our text number, and we always get questions in about with our guest, but frequently it's when the guest has actually left. So there's one in here for you.
Okay, very good.
Could Heat Hero help with tar build-up in a stove and chimney? I don't think you go near the stove or chimney, do you?
Heat Hero is for the heating system, which is which is where your radiators are connected. Like, Heat Hero helps everything. Like, in a sense, you could have tar building up because your stove isn't hot enough. What Heat Hero does is improve the circulation around your stove.
Oh, so could, okay.
It could help it because tar builds up when the temperature of the stove is too low. It could be wet fuel as well, but basically the main reason is because the temperature of the stove is too low. So when Heat Hero improves the circulation, the stove actually starts giving out more heat. So in actual fact, there's a lot of side angles to Heat Hero that it fixes, that, you know, because it's a very across the board improvement. Everything can be lifted with it.
You're some salesman.
Well, I don't know about that, but like, the truth, it's easy to tell the truth.
When anybody wants to know more about you, they will find you at heathero.ie. Okay.
Yes.
And when there are 300,000 of these to be manufactured, you're manufacturing them in Monaghan, aren't you?
We're manufacturing them in Monaghan, and we're going to stay in Monaghan manufacturing them, and like, it's Irish jobs, and the amount of jobs we've created, like, even already, let's say, like, we are sending manifolds out all over the country. There are plumbers that's fitting them on jobs, people who are happier, they're saving fuel, it's better for the environment. Like, it's just something that really, you know, has to be taken seriously, really, when it comes to solid fuel, because burning too much fuel is a waste.
It is, of course. There's more texts coming in for you, 53102. I have a stove door on my open fire. Would that work for me? I think that's that kind of Stovex thing. That's my... if it doesn't have the boiler, it doesn't work.
Yeah, like basically they probably have a back boiler behind that door. Okay. That's why they're asking. So absolutely, we've had fantastic results. See, the thing about it is, it works with everybody that has a stove. You know, like, generally a solid fuel boiler stove. This system, like, all right, of course you're always going to get one or two that it won't suit, like, because the system, it'll always suit them, but they may have spent too much in one other direction. So it's going to be too expensive to pull it back. But generally, yes, absolutely works across the board.
The man to get is Art McArdle at Heat Hero in Monaghan, and we will put all the details up onto the website. There's another text in there suggesting that your website might be down at the moment. That's probably because too many of our listeners already trying to get you. No, but it's a question mark. It may not be so.
Yeah, well, we are there, and we will be answering the phone call, and we are there.
Very good. Art, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tony.
We are going to take a quick break, after which we will be talking to you about unpicking your fuzzy brain.
The TodayFM Sunday Business Show with Dublin Airport. Short-term parking with no waiting and no fuss. Just your car right there. And for a whole lot less than you'd think.